Hey guys, welcome back to Hike War again. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about water filters for backpacking. If you are new here, welcome. I make hiking and backpacking vlogs as well as gear reviews and general tips and tricks videos to help you become a more confident hiker and backpacker. If you enjoy content like that, click that red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are notified every time I make a new video. And as always, if you want more content from me, you can support me over on Patreon, where for as little as just $1, you get 2 to 3 extra videos a month. Water filters are very important when you are going backpacking because you want to make sure to treat all the water that you get from rivers, lakes, and streams. I am super diligent about filtering my water. I even go as far as to filter water that comes from a mountainside spring where I see the start of the spring right there coming out of the mountain. I still filter that water, even though I know that's probably the best water you could get in the world. I still filter it. If you are new to backpacking or are getting back into backpacking after taking some years off, you might be overwhelmed as far as all the water filtering options, right? There's iodine tablets, there's life straws, there's the bottle where you put the UV thing in there, and then of course there are a variety of filters. And I'm going to talk about 3 different filters that I have personally seen in action and tried out. So one of the options that I use on my first Pacific Crest Trail section hike back in 2016 was the Katadyn Hiker Pro. It's one of those hand style pumps that has various hoses. One hose goes in the water, one hose goes into your water bottle, and then you pump the water through the filter. I would say this is one of the heavier water filter systems that you can carry. However, I will say it is super fast, and I would highly recommend this filter for someone that is backpacking with a family. So if you're backpacking with your family, your spouse, maybe 1, 2, 3 kids, this water filter will take care of all of you, and you'll just need to take one. So that certainly lightens the load amongst the group. This water filter is also great because it doesn't stir up the bottom of the lake. Let's say you're filtering from a lake, a mucky river's edge or something. It doesn't stir up the bottom as much as these 2 other filters I'm going to talk about. Because the hose is so long, you can really place it in an ideal location and filter that water, and it's not going to stir up all of the muck at the bottom of the water source. So the Hiker Pro is really a great option if you are filtering large amounts of water and you would like to do it semi-quickly. So the next filter I'm going to talk about is the Katadyn BeFree. So this system is really awesome. It's essentially the same thing that I use, except it's already made for you. You don't have to buy 2 separate parts like I do, which I'll show you here in just a second. So it's just the bag attached to the filter, and you can actually drink straight from the bag if you want to. They have various sizes, and all you do is unscrew the bag from the filter, dip the bag in your water source, screw the filter back on, and then you can do whatever you want from there. You can either just drink straight from the filter in the bag, or you can squeeze it into your water bottle or your water bladder that you use while you hike, or you can set up some sort of gravity system. I think it's an absolutely great option. The only reason it is not my first choice is because of the wideness of the mouth that you scoop the water with. If you're in a shallow lake, having a small opening like that is going to be much more difficult than the system I'm going to show you here next. So here's the system that I use and that I have used for 4 years now. It is the Sawyer Squeeze. I have tried quite a few versions of the Sawyer. I have also tried a Hydro Blue VersaFlow. The regular size Sawyer seems to work the best for me personally. For the type of water that I get, some of it can be silty, and the regular size just has the best flow. I can't for the life of me find just a Sawyer Squeeze without all of these other things that come with it. I don't need these bags. I don't think anyone should use these bags. They are so difficult to use. This is what comes with the Sawyer Squeeze. You're basically supposed to try and get water into this tiny opening and then screw your Sawyer on here and squeeze the water into your water bottle. Absolutely incredibly difficult to use. Dump that. Get yourself a CNOC Vecto. They sell these in 2-liter and 3-liter options. This is a game changer for filtering water. It has a super wide opening here. You just take the bag and you get all your water. Usually I can do it, my 3-liter it's like 1-2 scoops maybe. The 2-liter I can get all the water to fill the bag with just 1 scoop. Then you just put your slider back on and you screw your Sawyer Squeeze onto the bag, and then you can do whatever you want with it. You can squeeze it into a water bottle. You can drink right out of the bag if you want. You can set up a gravity system. A lot of people buy 2 of the CNOC Vectos and they basically just attach the other CNOC Vecto or their water bottle or whatever to the end of the Sawyer, and they just hang this on a tree and go about making camp or doing whatever, and by the time they're ready to eat, their water is totally filtered. Super easy, super convenient, and really lightweight. Like I said, this has been my tried and true way to filter water for years and years, and it has worked really well for me. I'm quickly going to show you what I filter water into because I get a lot of questions about my water bottle system setup. I know a lot of thru hikers take the Sawyer Squeeze and put it on a smart water bottle and just have it sitting in their pack. Whenever they want to drink, they just grab the smart water bottle with the Sawyer on it and they just drink straight out of the Sawyer. That for some reason doesn't work for me. I am not a person that will grab water. I will just continue hiking. In my backpack that I've been using for years, it was always really hard to get water bottles in and out while I'm walking. So I would have to stop and get it out and then put it back. I would never do that. I just won't drink. Then I don't get enough water. During my day hikes, I drink from a water bladder with a hose. However, the water bladder is insanely difficult to filter into because it has this wide opening and you have to like somehow hold it and it gets all over. It's impossible to filter into the water bladder with a Sawyer Squeeze. It's so hard. So we basically just combined a smart water bottle with the hose of a water bladder. So I will get up close here because I get a lot of questions about this. I purchased a smart water bottle with a sports cap. We drilled out the sports cap to make it just a little bit wider so that one of these hoses from the water bladder could go into. You don't have to have this handy attachment. This was on an old water bladder that I took apart, and it's very nice because the line of the water hose can stay in my backpack and I can just detach it when I want to deal with the water bottle, and this can stay on the strap. You don't have to finagle or fiddle it out every time. And then you just have your hose with your mouthpiece and it's attached to your water bottle. So as you can see, there are definitely different types of water filters. They all have their pros and cons. I would say the only con for the system that I use is that it's just a little bit more messy because you have to attach and detach your Sawyer from your CNOC Vecto bag every time. It does get a little wet and messy, so you just kind of have to watch out you're not cross-contaminating some of the water and the twist tops and stuff like that. Just got to be a little more careful. Whenever you're backpacking, you do always want to have some sort of backup option way to treat your water. You're backpacking, so you probably have a stove. That's always a good way to do it. You can boil your water. You can get iodine tablets. You can get little treatment drops. I just recommend taking something like that, really lightweight, really small, putting it in your first aid kit. That way, if your filter freezes, for example, that is a good way to break a filter. If you accidentally freeze it, it will not work anymore for you. So if you think your filter froze, definitely do some sort of backup treatment option. It's also possible for you to leave your filter on accident at the side of your lake campsite and then you head on. Anything can happen, right? It's always good to have some sort of backup option. And then just decide what's right for you and whoever you're backpacking with. If you're backpacking by yourself, you want to go as lightweight as possible. Maybe don't even take a CNOC Vecto. Maybe just screw your Sawyer Squeeze onto your water bottle. That is the most lightweight option you could do. If you're hiking with your family and you've dispersed cooking gear amongst 3-4 other people and you want to make sure to filter water pretty quickly, I would recommend the Katadyn Hiker Pro. If you want something in between, you don't want all these pieces that you could lose or that could break, or you don't want to buy this over here and that over here, the Katadyn BeFree is a great option. I will let you know that CNOC Outdoors does make a Vecto bag that is Katadyn BeFree compatible. So basically you could just substitute a Vecto bag out for the Katadyn bag, and then you would have the wide mouth of this, which makes it, like I said, easier to scoop up the water in shallow lakes and streams. Well guys, that is it for today's video. If you have any questions about water filters, please comment them down below and I'll make sure to answer them for you. Go check me out over on Instagram. That's where I post all of my recent hiking and backpacking adventure pictures. And if you want to hike and backpack here in this amazing state of Oregon, check out my website, hikeoregon.net, and you'll find tons of information there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next adventure.